Hello, welcome to episode 42 of live.withcode.uk. This week we're moving on to a series using Turtle graphics. So this week, to coincide with Pride Month, we are going to draw some rainbows. So the code that we'll work through today will draw a rainbow that kind of disappears off into the distance. And then it's your challenge to play around with the colours and draw maybe a rectangle for the sky and a rectangle for the grass, the ground in front of you. Just remember, the whole point of these videos is to help you grow in confidence with your Python programming, and that only comes through regular practice. These videos are live coding, which means that even though you might not be watching me code it live, you don't see just from line 1 down to the bottom. Hopefully you can see it built up thought by thought, concept by concept, to understand how it all comes together. So we're focusing on being able to import code from an external module, and we're going to use Turtle graphics for this. So it's called Turtle because in the olden days you used to get a little programmable robot that looked a bit like a turtle that could crawl all over the floor, and you could code it to move forwards, backwards, turn left and turn right. So we import the Turtle module, and then to use the built-in functionality with inside that, we do turtle and then dot, and that gives us access to all sorts of stuff. So the Turtle module contains a class called Turtle with a capital T, and if you make a new instance of that class, a new object, and then we're just going to call it T, just because we're going to use it lots of times. So if we do that, it generates a canvas. So by default, the coordinates are 0, 0 in the middle, and it goes to x as minus 200, x to 200, y to 200, and y to minus 200. We've got all sorts of controls like t dot forwards. I can never remember if it's like forward or forwards. We'll soon see if we get an error message. Yeah, there we go. And it's great for seeing the sequence of instructions. So if we go forwards 100 and then another 100, it moves one after the other. But you can turn right by, say, a certain amount of degrees, and you can see it move. Now you're going to get pretty sick and tired of watching this move slowly, unless you set the speed to go as fast as possible, which rather bizarrely is speed 0. And notice the sequence is important here. If you try and set the speed before you've made the T object, then we're going to have a runtime error. Okay, so we're going to make a rainbow. We'll start off just by drawing a circle. So T dot circle, let's give it a radius of 100, which has worked fine. But you can have two parameters. The first parameter is the radius. You can also specify the number of degrees. So if we do 360, that'll do the whole circle. But 180 will just draw a semicircle, which is a bit more what we want for a rainbow. If we want it to be a rainbow in the right orientation, we're going to need to rotate it first. So t dot left by 90 degrees first. And then if we want it to be moved across, we'll have to kind of teleport over to this point first. So let's see, let's go help t dot go to, and we can specify some coordinates. And I think 200 across by 0 up and down should be in the right place. Okay, so at this point, if we make the radius 200, that should be what we kind of want. Okay, if we want to fill something in, we need to say before we're drawing and after we're drawing, and say things like begin fill and t dot end fill. So this will fill in the currently selected background color, and nobody wants a rainbow in black. So let's go something like t dot fill color, spelled the American way, red. Okay, looking better. And then we kind of want to be able to draw all of the colours in the rainbow. So let's define a constant for all of the colours. I'm making it, and I'm British, so I'm going to go for the British spelling. But the built-in function for Python uses the American spelling. So let's go for red, green. Hang on, Richard of York, so orange, York yellow. Help. Gave battle in vain, so green, battle blue, in indigo. That'll go away. And then vein violet. Okay, so we've made a list of all of the colours that we want to go through. Now let's iterate through that list. So for colour in our list of colours, all of this needs to be repeated. And then instead of always having red, let's go for the currently selected colour. So it kind of looks pretty, but it doesn't do what we want. It might be helpful to kind of slow it down a little bit here. Oh my goodness, it's terrible. Let's comment that out and try again. So it'll do the first one in red, and then it'll do the next one underneath. So I think what's happening here is we kind of we need to rotate by 180 degrees first. Let's try again. After we've drawn the circle, let's t dot right by 180 degrees. And again, I don't want to have to wait for the whole thing. No, let's try again. Oops, speed 0. That's better. But it seems to be filling them all in red. What's going on here? Oh, possibly because it's drawing it over the other side. Let's see. If we turn the size down, you can see what's happening. It's just drawing one after the other as it moves across to the right. You can see a bit more what's happening over here. We need to move back over to the starting point. So let's try again. So after we've drawn one and rotated round, let's go back. In fact, we could do this, couldn't we? We could just teleport back to the start point in every part of the loop. That's better. We can change the size up. In fact, let's make a variable called size and set that to 200. Why isn't that? Oops. No, it should always go to 200, but then the size of the circle should be, there we go, that's better. So it's drawing all of the semicircles on top of each other. Kind of want to make that semicircle smaller each time we go round. So after we've gone through all of the steps of this loop, let's say decrease the size by 10, and that's better. I guess it's kind of filling in the middle in the final colour. So let's just put in a nasty hack here and say we'll put an extra white in there. And we've got ourselves a rainbow that kind of disappears off into the sunset. So I'll put a couple of challenges here. First challenge is to change the colours in the rainbow, maybe swap them round in different order, put your own colours in if you want. And then your second challenge is to draw a blue sky. So for challenge 1, you just need to change the colours in here. You can describe them, or you can use hex codes. So something like full on red, no green, no blue if you wanted red, or for black would be no red light, no green light, no blue light, and you'll have a black part of the rainbow. Which would be interesting. Challenge 3 will be to fill in the bottom half of the screen. And that's as though it is grass underneath the rainbow. So the most important thing is, if you want to be able to use the turtle graphics, you need to make sure you import the turtle module first. You create an object. It doesn't have to be called T. You could call it whatever you want. You could call your turtle Bob, but you need to make sure that you use that every time you call a function or a procedure built into the turtle module, which is why I just go for T, because it's a single letter and it's nice and quick and easy to be able to go for. All right, all the best. I will see you next week.